Hey, Blackmagic 6K. I was showing
And
this
the new computer
to the photo guy at our new place of employment. I was showing him how the new Canon R6, which I don't think he had ever seen before, which I don't understand that if you're a photo guy. The new Canon R6 is almost $3,000 for the body and maybe a lens or whatever, and the Blackmagic 6K or 4K is half that. He couldn't believe that a cinema camera was half the cost of a mirrorless camera. It's like, yeah. Trying to explain that to him yesterday got so frustrating. I was like, yeah, I'll never talk about this with you again. I'll never talk cameras. I'll never talk about photography. I'll never do anything that has to do with any of this with you again. Because it was just like, you literally don't understand what you're talking about. Because I was talking, he was like, he was like, why do you need a 4K? And I was like, well, you get a 4K today to future-proof your content, especially if you're going to YouTube, because all of our videos are in 4K, even though I'm recording in 1080p.
Right.
Well, that one's in 4K.
No, it's 1080p because trying to manipulate those files on my slow computer was not good. Your computer might be okay, but mine, remember, it kept shutting down and all that kind of stuff, so I kicked it back. But when I do my final export, it's in 4K. So at least the best it can be, it's there with the equipment that we have today. So in 5 years, when someone looks at our thing and they're looking at 4K like it's normal on their phone or on their device, then they're gonna get a 4K thing. Well, this guy is sitting there telling me how slow the internet is in Egypt, and I was like, but that's not the reason why you would get a 4K camera today. You don't get a 4K camera because your internet is faster. Because it was like most people aren't gonna watch it on that. It's like, yes, that's today. Today they're not gonna watch it because their internet is slow. But in 10 years or 5 years, they might be. Your internet is probably going to get faster over time, and 4K is going to be the norm. That's why you get a 4K camera if you're going to make a purchase today.
Right.
You know, but he wasn't understanding that.
He's also very young.
And I explained it to our boss, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that makes total sense." It was like, yeah, well, that's what you should be doing if you're putting videos. You should be looking at getting those videos in 4K, because if you're doing anything in less than 1080p now for your videos are going to look terrible in a couple years.
Yeah, they're going to look not all that great now.
Yeah, and you're going to need to up your game. So, but I'll never talk about this stuff with him again. It'll never happen. I'll never do it.
You are not an adequate cameraman.
No. It's like you don't understand the business that you're in, because he was like, why would I buy a video camera? It's like, dude, you're taking nothing but videos.
Right.
If you're taking nothing but videos, wouldn't you want the highest quality videos that you could do? Not just DSLR videos, even though they can be pretty good. But if you're going to do nothing but videos, it seemed like you would do them with video style cameras and not in snippets of less than 30 minutes. Right. But trying to explain that to people that really don't understand, yeah, I'm not going there anymore. Yeah. All right. What else do we have? We started work yesterday. We started teaching. Oh, so we have the call to prayer that's happening right now. If you can hear it. Did you have to stop teaching when they did it?
I chose to take a minute or two to let it get a little quiet, and then this was a 3-hour class, so I asked them did they want a break, and the one woman said yes, can I have 5 minutes to pray, and I said absolutely, go. And so we took a
Nobody asked me to do that.
we took a
Nobody asked to
break
pray
for that.
I had one girl in one class ask me to stop teaching while the call was happening.
Why?
Because you're supposed to.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. I mean, it's not even 5 minutes, you know. It's like,
I
whatever.
talked about how much I love to hear it.
But the point is, why didn't anybody tell us? Why didn't anybody say, when this happens during your class, stop?
I don't know.
Because I would have never assumed to stop.
I wouldn't either.
Like the world doesn't stop because the call to prayer is happening. Like, the people don't stop moving around. People don't stop buying things. People don't stop shopping. People don't stop doing anything when that's happening.
No, sometimes it gets even louder, like the cars start honking their horns during that time. I've noticed that all week long.
Maybe. But I guess the thing is, as a foreigner, shouldn't you inform the foreigner that when, like, during class time, you need to do something because this other event is happening in the city? I thought that was interesting that nobody told us.
Well, like in Thailand, if they play the national anthem, it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, you're supposed to stop.
Yeah, but that's a different thing, though.
Yeah. I mean, and they tell you that. That's something they tell you when you go into a school, when you go into a business, whatever, they
No,
tell
but
you.
I didn't have that in school. There was no school that it ever happened because they didn't play it. They didn't broadcast it in the schools. There was nothing happening. You were in a car when you heard that. Where did you hear it?
We heard it every day at the school, every single day.
What school? I never heard it.
Your kids didn't sing it in the morning? Every morning at school?
Yeah, but that's them doing that at school. I'm talking about when they would broadcast it across the radio, and that was in the evening. That never, even when I was in class at that time, it never was broadcast out for anybody to hear it. It was only in the cars because it was on the radio.
Well, no, because if I were at the market, like the night market and stuff,
It was on the radio.
it was outside.
But it was on the radio. You were getting a radio broadcast. How else were you going to hear it if it wasn't on the
It
radio?
was coming from the speaker on the
On the
pole.
radio. My point is, if you weren't listening to the radio, you didn't hear it.
There wasn't music prior to it. It just came out of the speaker like
But because
the
they
tsunami
turned it
was.
on, but it was still on the radio.
My point was, they told you in Thailand, when this happens, stop.
I never got told that.
Oh, I did.
I never got told that. I was out doing things. Remember, I had to go teach those classes at night when I drove long ways away. Nobody ever stopped. It never happened to me that I needed to stop when they were doing that.
The only thing
national anthem.
I got told about the national anthem in Thailand was if you're in a movie theater, you gotta stand up.
Yeah, but everybody did that.
Yeah.
It was just part of what you did when you went to a movie.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I don't know if that was because of just the national anthem. I think it was because of
That was the King song.
Yeah, it was. It had to do with respecting the monarchy. So there's our week, our first week. We have completed our first week in the Egypt man land. We're in the Africa. Are you tagging all your stuff on Instagram and putting hashtag Africa?
He has no internet.
I don't have the internet.
You did have internet. You went to work with me.
I didn't go on anything.
Why not? You didn't take advantage of the
No.
connectivity.
No, I
You
didn't.
should have taken advantage of the connectivity. Are you sure? If you want to find the Traveling Farrs, you can find us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever the awesome podcasts are sold for free at the Traveling Farrs. If you like the Instagram or the Twitters, Traveling Farrs. If you want to send Karen an email at travelingfars, travelingfars@gmail.com, and the blog space where you can find all the past episodes, all the good stuff that we've ever done at thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry.
And go to the Patreon. Patreon.com/thetravelingfars.
BTS.
We've got things for you.
BTS.
We've got nice little goodies.
So sign up down there for the Patreon.
many different plans for you to choose from.
And if you wanna keep the podcast going, which we need to keep the podcast going, if you wanna help with that, where can they go?
GoFundMe, the traveling Farrs,
Or
or Cash App.
you have to give me the Cash App stuff so I can put it out there so that they
Dollar
can see it.
sign, the traveling Farrs.
That's it? That's all they need?
That's all I need.
Oh, well, shit. That was easy. Now you
And
got it. Now you know.
I learned something this
Knowing's
week
half the
that
battle.
you can send money through Cash App and not get taxed on it. Like
Yeah,
you do.
the whole okay.
PayPal
So
and-
Patreon is for keeping the podcast and giving you some extra content and all that good stuff. The GoFundMe, they take a cut.
They
So
do.
And some people don't like the idea that they take a cut.
And so does
Patreon.
PayPal.
But the Cash App,
It's literally just boom boom.
cash.
You
So
get it in 30 seconds.
use whatever you want to use. You know, use whatever it is that so we can keep the podcast going and keep bringing you content from here. We keep taking photos every day of things that we're seeing and posting them to the Instagrams and the Twitters. I'm putting them on, the Twitter is going straight to my account. Are you sharing? Because sharing is caring.
Mhm,
Are you sharing on the Traveling Fars the things that I post to the Insta or to the Twitter? That would be a no.
On the Twitter,
Yeah, on the Twitters.
I try to.
Try to. But the Instagram, I'm definitely doing that every day, so you guys can see what we're seeing. You can see the dustiness. I don't know what's gonna happen I was thinking about this the other day, the first,
Rain.
no, sandstorm.
Oh.
Rain.
Talking about rain.
No, the first sandstorm that comes through and we have to close everything up. And the heat, oh boy.
Turn on the air conditioners.
I thought it was very interesting last night when we were walking back, our first night walking back, how bright it actually was.
Yeah, it's
And
really
how
bright.
many people are actually out at
10 something
10,
at night.
11 o'clock at night, and how many shops are still just full blown, just going, which was quite interesting.
And it's really cool.
And it's super cool on the street.
Yeah, like the metal on the windows was actually cold to the touch.
Yeah, it gets down into the 70s at night right now.
Yeah.
So it's getting cool, very cool. It's in the 90s to 100s in the daytime, somewhere around there. And this is the cool time of year. This is what they want to call winter. Even though the subtropics really don't have winter, but trying to explain that to people that have been saying winter their whole life.
I had to explain
You
that.
just let
yesterday.
them go with it because they don't really, they're gonna argue with you no matter what, and it's but they don't have winter in Miami, but they're in the subtropics too, but you have winter, and you're in the subtropics, sorry, you don't have winter.
And also, you're in a desert. You don't have winter.
So anyway, that's it.
Winter involves snow and ice.
Well, no, winter might not involve snow and ice, but
Isn't that the
I don't
defining
know,
characteristic of
I don't,
winter?
it is for us, I don't think that's a defining characteristic for everybody in the world. Alright. What is winter? Look that up. You guys done?
Yes.
You guys done? Say goodbye to the people?
5 people.
Peace!
Sure.